Well, hello. I am getting ready to cook dinner, and I thought I would come on and share with you how I make my really awesome chicken tortilla soup. I'm going to adjust my camera so that you can maybe see down here a little bit better. Everything is better. There we go. Okay. Oh, we don't want you to fall. There we go. Okay. Instapot. Yes, Instapot. Chicken tortilla soup. Oop, and we're all crooked. There we go. Okay, so I want to go over a couple things. I do have this recipe on my blog, and I will share it in the comments so that you can see it, but I just thought you might like to see how I actually prep it and how I do it in my Instapot. You can do this on the stovetop. Doesn't take that long. You can do it in your crock pot if you're going to be gone. It's really versatile. So here is what I do. So first of all, if you're an Instapotter, and if you're not an Instapotter, you gotta get one of these because it's a time saver. 20 minutes is what it's gonna take. Well, with the time to come up to pressure, maybe 28 minutes total that this soup takes. So it's really, really good. First of all, what I'm gonna do is I've got the Instapot on saute, and I'm going to put a little bit of avocado oil in there, like half a tablespoon. And the reason I use avocado oil is because oh, hi everybody that's hopping on. I'm sorry I can't read the comments because the phone is far away, my glasses aren't that great, and I gotta cook fast because my husband's coming home. So, okay, so the reason I use avocado oil is because it's got a higher heat point. If you see the label right here, it's got a higher smoke point. Oh, wait a minute, here it is, higher smoke point. So when you're sauteing and things like that, it's, oh, hi, Dean. How are you? I love the Instapot. Yes, it's awesome. So you can like saute and cook with it more, and it doesn't release any weird harsh chemicals. Like I just found out that EVOO, you shouldn't be like using it to like cook really high heat stuff with. That it releases, you know, some funky stuff. Excuse me, I gotta get a knife. So I just found that out. It's a new study. Of course, they're coming out with new things and the new studies all the time, so I don't know. But I'm gonna err on the side of caution and use avocado oil. And I'm gonna saute some garlic. So I've got some organic, already chopped garlic in here, and I'm gonna scoop out about a tablespoon and a half. I like a lot of garlic. I'm gonna throw that right in my pot. And oh geez, let me grab a spoon. I like to use a wooden spoon in my Instapot. I'm gonna get that sauteing, and then I'm also gonna saute some onions. I've got some sweet onion here, and I'm gonna saute that. Half of it was chopped. Just cut your onion in half, and then go down the sides and slice it. Just watch what I'm doing, guys. Keep your fingers back. All right, and then turn it, and there you get some nice, great onion slices. Throw that in there and saute that up. Give it a stir. Okay, here's your next little tip. Now this is gonna start burning on the bottom if you're not careful. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a lime. Guys, wash your produce before you start chopping into it. Get all the pesticides off. You wash it before, because when you put the knife to the fruit, vegetables, whatever, any pesticides that are on the skin when you start to chop go right into the food. So wash first before you cut it. Even anything, unless it's a banana that you peel off. If you're cutting into any type of fruit or vegetable, wash it first. Even pineapples. I've got some pineapple back there. I wash it before I cut into it. Seriously. Okay, now I'm off my tangent and my stuff's starting to burn. This is a juicer. It's got a lemon side and a lime side. But my lime is a little big. Well, maybe it'll fit in here. No, it's a little big. So I'm gonna put it in the lemon side. You put it in upside down, and then this presses on it, and the juice comes out there. So I'm gonna put my lime juice right in there. I'm gonna juice the entire lime. Okay, both halves. Here we go, more lime juice. Lots of lime juice is awesome in my recipes. I love lime juice and garlic. Okay, so there we go. Let's saute that up, get that all stirred up, and get all the little brown bits off of the bottom of the pot. I love that. Really good flavor. All right, so now I'm going to shut the saute off because I'm done with the saute. Now I'm going to cut up some pepper, and I'm going to show you the way that I cut up a pepper. And I cut it in such a way that I don't waste anything. So I hope you can see this. All right, so the first thing I do is I cut off the top, and I cut it off in such a way that the core falls out, and then I have a ring. I can use this, right? There's no like edges. I can use this ring. I don't throw it out. And then that's what's left, right? So then you go around and I just cut the ribs like that. Twist. All your seeds are out. Easy peasy, right? There might be a couple seeds left in there. All you do is bang it out over the garbage. That's it. You can use all of that whole thing. There's no waste. All right, so I'm just gonna trim this up. And most of the rib is gone. There's a little bit of rib left, but you just trim that. It's so easy. Don't waste your veggies, guys. They're so good. I don't wanna waste a ton, any of it. Plus, I'm a cheap ass, and wasting food is like a big no-no in my house. I'm a foodie. I like food, and I expect you to eat what you put on your plate. I cook pretty decent tasting stuff, I think, and I don't want anybody wasting it. So, and the other thing is, don't take more than you know you're gonna eat. Don't let your eyes be bigger than your stomach. If you wanna go back for seconds, great, but don't be a pig and take like a ton. So that's one thing that I learned from my parents. I never was forced to, finish my meal and took like a giant portion of something. You took a correct portion size, and if you're still starving, then you can go back for seconds. But leaving food on your plate like that, it was kind of, you don't do that. I don't know. I'm too cheap. I don't like that. So anyway, okay. So there is my peppers in my pot, and it's still hot. So I'm gonna still let that kind of cook up. Okay, next I'm gonna add some green chilies. Love that for a nice little kick. Do you guys have this can opener that opens and doesn't leave the sharp edges? Okay, I love this thing now. When I first got it, I hated it. I hated it so much because I could not figure out how to set it on the can so it would work. It took forever, and it's got directions on the handle so that you know how to use the stupid thing. But now I love it. Before I hated it, but what it does is you put it on here. Oops, see, now every once in a while I can't get it to work. There we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna go around, and it twists just like a regular can opener, but it breaks that seal, and then there's I don't know if you can see this. It looks like a little parrot. So see the little mouth on it right there, the little beak that grabs the lid, and you pull it off so that there's no Sharpies on the lid or the lid or the can. All right, so dump that in, give that another stir. Okay, now I'm gonna add in some frozen corn. I've got some fresh frozen corn on the cob from this summer, so I'm gonna throw that in. And that's not quite enough, so I have some frozen corn left from the bag, which is fine. So, and I'm throwing it in there frozen. Do not need to thaw it, guys. Just throw it in there frozen, totally fine. Okay. Next, what I'm going to add in is a can of crushed tomatoes. Normally, I don't recommend getting crushed tomatoes. What I like to recommend is you get a big can of whole tomatoes. They didn't have any at the store because like the shelves were cleaned out. The reason why I recommend whole tomatoes is because when the companies can their tomatoes, they save the nicest, freshest, best tomatoes for canning whole. And so what you do is you just get that and throw it in a blender or take it in your hand and crush the crap out of it before you put it in whatever, just because they're better. It's a better quality tomato. Now if you can't find it, then you get, you know, crushed or diced or whatever, but it's just a little tip. So I'm gonna put the tomatoes in there. A big can. Again, I'll share this recipe with you. Oh gosh, I just got tomatoes in my eye. On my glasses. I'm trying to hurry because my husband's gonna be home early tonight. Okay. Next tip. Oh gosh, my phone battery is low, so sorry about that. I hope I don't die. Okay, so the next tip I have is black beans. I add black beans, a can of black beans. However, my kids don't like beans in their stuff. They just don't. So what I do is I mix the whole can of beans with a little bit of chicken broth and I blend it up in my Vitamix and smooth everything out. So there is my whole can of beans, smooth and blended in there. There you go. And if your kids like beans, and sorry, I'm washing my hand, and don't have a problem with beans, then good on you. Just throw the can in there, don't drain it, just add the can of beans in there. But I like to mix it and blend it. And then I mixed it with part of this container of chicken broth, and then what I'm gonna do is just add the rest of the chicken broth right on in there. Okay. Then the next thing I'm gonna add in is some cilantro, and I had this all chopped up previously, so I'm just gonna throw in a good handful of cilantro. Again, your choice if you like cilantro or not. I love it, so I'm gonna add it in there, and I'm gonna save some to put on top. And then I'm going to add my taco seasoning. Now normally I have a homemade taco seasoning that I make for this, and it is on the recipe. I have a link to it on the recipe. But I ran out and I got to get this done quick, so I am going to show you what I use now. I'm using the Spice Islands taco mix. I think I found it at Costco. It is a decent quality taco mix. It doesn't have like added salt or any of that other stuff. It's just spices. That's all it is it's just spices. So I add a good amount. So I'm going to add probably 2 heaping tablespoons. These are like soup spoons. Like this is a normal size spoon, and this is it's a, I don't know, it's a tablespoon. It's a bigger spoon. So I add 2 big heaping spoonfuls of that. It's not dirty, right? You didn't see that. It's not dirty. I put it back in the drawer. All right, give everything a really good stir. Now, here's another tip. If you do not have chicken prepared already and you want to put it, you want to cook your meal and you don't have chicken already, take 2 chicken breasts, raw chicken breasts, trim them, make sure all the fat and everything's off of them, stick it right in there and cook it. It's going to parboil it in a crock pot or on the stove top, but in the Instapot it will, you know, cook it and steam it and boil it through so that you can, oh, there he is, he's home, so I got to get going. But, so then I'm going to take my shredded chicken and I'm just going to eyeball it. I know about how much 2 chicken breasts is, so I'm going to put that amount right in there. Okay, give it another stir. Make sure that I haven't forgotten anything on my recipe. Let's see, I got chicken, I got onion, I got garlic, I got tomatoes, chicken stock, corn, beans, green chilies. I've got seasoning, I've got peppers, and we're good to go. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the lid on. Oops, I got a couple pieces of chicken escaping. Put the lid on, make sure that my vent is closed. I'm gonna push manual. I'm gonna go to 20 minutes because my chicken is already cooked. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm gonna check something. I'm gonna shut that off. I'm gonna take this lid off. I'm gonna check my seal. Always check your seal to make sure that it's pressed down in place. twice this week, my seal has been off a little bit and my pot hasn't come up to pressure, and I've had to cook a little bit more in there. So make sure that your ring is seated correctly on your pot. Close it up, close the vent, press manual, go down to 20 minutes because everything is pretty much cooked in here. The only thing that needs to cook a little bit more is the corn because it was frozen, but everything else is cooked, so 20 minutes should be perfect. If you're putting in raw chicken breast or frozen chicken breast, I would say probably go up to 27, 29 minutes and you should be good to go. So that's it. That is my chicken tortilla soup. This is gonna come up to pressure. It's gonna cook for 20 minutes and then we'll eat. And I'm gonna top it with shredded cheese, tortilla strips, tortilla chips. I make them homemade, not tonight because we're in a hurry. And that is also in my recipe. So making your own tortilla chips, and they are very, very good and really healthy. Let's see, Greek yogurt instead of sour cream on the top, little Mexican cheese blend, some more fresh lime juice. Serve it with, to drink, you can have club soda with lime, that's really good. What else? But that's about it. So you're good to go. Oh, avocado. Don't forget your avocado. Throw that in there. Tasty, tasty. All right, that's all I got for you tonight. I hope you have a great day, and I hope this was a great recipe idea for you. I will put it in the comments ASAP because it's already on my blog. All right, thanks for hopping on, you guys. I'll go back and look at all your comments and comment back. Thanks so much. Have a good night.